Hi guys, welcome this afternoon. We're going to be talking here about our second Communicating Self-Proposal portfolio lecture. This one is going to concentrate on just the elevator speech section of that. The elevator speech is intended to help you be very comfortable talking about yourself or your research in a very quick snippet sort of way. One of the things that most job seekers and professionals will tell you is that you've got to be able to talk as if it sounds like you're off the cuff, but also very thorough at the same time. Now, this is the purpose of this elevator speech, to work with you on preparing to think about yourself in a way that conveys what you want to convey about yourself or your project, but in a very quick way. They call it elevator speeches because it's often when you're standing waiting at the elevator, or when you're in an elevator going from your first floor to some other floor, which means that you have probably 30 to 45 seconds at most to convey this information very, very quickly, but also very professionally. So an elevator speech will also apply in a whole bunch of other different contexts. It might be that you have a few seconds at a job fair. It might be that you're at a conference and you're talking to someone real quickly that you meet. It might also be something like the ubiquitous cocktail party, where you're going from, you're with somebody else from your particular field that you're talking to. So you'll be amazed at the number of times that this will come in handy, and you'll be happy that you are prepared something and are ready. So let's kind of go click through a few things here. What's in an elevator speech? It really depends on the focus of it. Is it going to be on the research that you're talking about? Is it going to be on yourself? What I'm looking for you to record is the one that talks about your research, because that's one is a little bit more complex, and I want to push you a little bit on that field. So here's some things that you might want to include. You'll have to kind of brainstorm a little bit. What are your key strengths? What are you trying to sell? What motivates you? If you happen to be meeting somebody who you're interested in the company they're in, what about that particular company interests you? What has prepared you for this job? What unique attributes do you bring to the table? If you're talking about the project, it's got to be the key proposal, of the project itself. What are those key things you can talk about that are quick and fast? And if you're talking about your engineering design, what problem is solved? Okay, those are the things you want to keep in mind. Let's see here. I'm not going to go through everything, obviously. You can do that yourself. What not to do in an elevator speech. Do not go through your resume line by line. Nobody wants to do that while in an elevator stuck with someone they don't know very well. You can condense that to something very specific. Again, what do you bring to the table that's unique, something that they'll remember, but you don't want to go through every single line of your resume. Okay? Don't ramble. Don't ramble about other things that have nothing to do with what they want to know. Consider your audience. Remember your maps. What is it that they want to know, and how can you give it to them very quickly? And again, don't sound like you've memorized your speech and you're reciting it. This has to sound like it's very casual, but also thorough and knowledgeable. Thus, before you give me your elevator speech, you're going to have to write it, you're going to have to think about it, and we're going to have to practice it so that it sounds natural. Okay? All right, so what are your technology options? For the first one, I'm going to have you make an audio recording. Now, you may also turn in an audio recording if you want to, but only the audio is required for this particular thing. I'm going to recommend, you can use a number of different types of ways to do this. If you have a mobile phone, that's really easy. If you have an iPod or an iPad, the most easy to use is what we call Audacity. I'll go through that in a second here. It's open source, it's free, there's lots and lots of manuals out there, so they're easy to find if you want to read through and figure out what you're doing. There's also, of course, the other ones like Pro Tools, GarageBand, Logic, Soundtrack, which professionals or wannabe professionals tend to use, and those are also fine. What I'm looking for here, again, is 30 to 45 seconds max. If it's more than 45 seconds, you have a problem, because that's all the time that you're going to have in an elevator. If you're speaking with someone, you're going to hand over a business card and give your little speech, and that's all you got. So that's what I want you to practice. Here are the formats that I'm looking for. MP3 is very, very preferred. It's the easiest on your end. It's also the easiest on my end to open. I'll also take these other formats as well. I can make those happen. Don't feel like you have to transfer it in an MP3. If you have one of these other ones, they'll be fine. I just prefer MP3 as the quickest, fastest way for me to listen to you. So let's go over here. That's the end of this. You can find the elevator speech information here. We're in the important documents. We're in those communicating self-project lecture. Let me go backwards just one. So go. So let me walk you through this whole thing. Over here, important documents. Down here to writing samples, instructions clearinghouse. And then I'm in the communicating self-project folder. Okay, so if you want to find any of these things, if you want to find the transcript for this speech because you want to go back and take a look at it, it's here in this transcripts, documents, PowerPoints. You'll also find the PowerPoint for this. You'll find the details for all of these particular components. This is where you can go back and look something up if you need to. All right, so let's go back. I want to show you Audacity. Okay, this is what it looks like if you want to take a look at it. I've included the link as well. Again, it's open source, it's free, it's real simple to figure out. You are going to need a microphone. So you can buy a microphone for about 10 bucks. You can buy them here at the Student Union, so they're not difficult to find. You can also, if you've never done anything like this before and you want somebody to walk you through and give you the professional tips, you can go over to Studio M. That's up in the WALB Student Union up on the second floor. They can help you go through all of this. They can help you record it. They can help you put it all together. They can help you make it look professional. That's available to you. So don't forget that. What else can I tell you? Let's see here. Here's another one, Screen Recorder. If you want to record yourself doing it, this is a free one. You can do up to 30 or up to 15 minutes, I think, for free if you have a microphone and a recorder. So that's another one you can choose. And there's lots of different options. So going back here, let's open that back up. We've talked about the communicating self-project details overall. We did that last time around. I don't know why I have those pictures there, but let's find this. All right, so there's the portfolio that I went through last time. Okay. Keep track of this. It also will tell you more details about grading criteria. I know you're interested in grading criteria. The elevator speech also has grading criteria down here at the bottom. If you want to open up the details here. Let's open that one up, Shu. Again, it'll include the details of things I just talked to you about. Some links if you're interested in finding all those things that we've talked about, where to find them. But also, again, grading criteria. What am I looking for? And how much of this is worth? It's worth 2% of your total grade. So don't blow this off. As a reminder, when you turn in your portfolio itself, you're going to be turning in the transcripts of the elevator speech as well. And you're doing 2 speeches. Don't forget you're doing 2 speeches. Take a look through all those details. One of them is going to be recorded. One of them is just a transcript. So you can compile all of the information that you have about yourself so that you're ready to go. I know a lot of you are seniors and you're ready for this sort of thing. So we want you to have it, your resume, your cover letter, your elevator speech, your details all thought through and analyzed so you're ready to go. So that is all I have for you today. Have a great afternoon and I will see you next week.